So today we're going to talk about food to fuel your body, aka foods that will keep you fit and healthy. So we're going to start with carbohydrates. Do you know what carbs are important for you guys as athletes?
Carbs are needed basically to give us our energy, no?
Yeah, you're correct. Then what would be sources of carbohydrate-rich foods?
Pasta, rice, bread.
Banana's a carb, no? Is it? Banana?
Yeah. And what about you, Ben? Because I know you've done a phenomenal job in increasing your carbohydrate portions going into the games and trying to get different varieties there. So what options would you go for?
I eat a lot of rice.
Yeah.
I have toast, a bit of sweet potato as well, just to try and vary it. And it's not just important for the build-up to a game, but also recovery.
Is there anything new nutritionally that you would say you do now that maybe you wouldn't have done previously?
I would say my portion sizes here are kind of on point, as in not too much. I think previous clubs, maybe I had a bit too big of portions.
What would you guys maybe then do on a day where maybe you're not consuming as much carbohydrate? How would your plates kind of look?
After obviously a tough day of training, I think a protein-based type of meal would be beneficial, obviously, because you've worked hard and your muscles need to repair.
So Ben, obviously we had the year that we've had, and there was a period of lockdown where we weren't all in at the training ground. So how would you say that your nutrition was altered by that?
Obviously, the first week or so, we had no training. We didn't know where we stood, so I really laid off the carbs, I would guess. After that, we were doing so many sessions on Zoom, and the training was very tough that it was a necessity to have like a big meal at lunchtime to recover after training, a good portion of protein, good portion of carbs as well to help the body recover as much as possible, because the sessions were tough even though we didn't have games.
This one's often a little bit trickier, so we're going to talk about fats. So what do you think when you hear talk of fats?
I used to have a really negative view on fats, and you think of it like chips, pizzas, chocolate, junk food basically. But I think the older I've gotten, the more I've learned it's really beneficial for you. Nuts has good fats, avocados, fish.
I know you mentioned there about things like avocado, maybe some of the omega-3s that we get from oily fish, such as salmon, such as mackerel, really, really good with just trying to reduce some of that inflammation that you guys will experience having, if you're playing 2-3 games a week. Do you know what maybe the negative effect of consuming large quantities of those in the diet would be?
There's trans fats in them that then can lead to putting on weight.
I think someone's given Ben the script beforehand. He's seen it.
You know everything. Educated.
So yeah, trans fats are what we'd call maybe more pro-inflammatory fats. So like I was mentioning there, some of the good fats will help to reduce some of that inflammation. If we have a diet very high in some of those junk foods, so maybe donuts, fast foods, heavily fried foods, that's going to increase the inflammation that we've already got in our bodies. Do you feel any different in terms of how you perform and how you recover based on your diet?
To be fair, yeah, I feel like if I eat well and obviously the right things on the certain days, I feel like it helps me sleep better, and then obviously going in to a game at the end of the week, you're well prepared, and on a mental side and physical side. You guys are pretty good with your fruit and vegetable intake, which is always pleasing to hear. So yeah, just about trying to strike a bit more of that balance, and yeah, really pleased to say that you guys do that pretty well.
Thanks.
Cheers, mate.
Carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, which allow organs such as the brain to properly function. Good fats help with the production of bone marrow and nerve tissue, and our organs are also cushioned by a layer of fat for protection against damage.